But guys, the other team in the NFC East specifically, the Dallas Cowboys, right? The Dallas Cowboys, embarrassed is an understatement.
Yeah.
What has happened the last 4 home games to the Dallas Cowboys is criminal. And you know what? For Cowboys fans, I'm sorry, look away. But we're talking about things not going right, overreaction. They just got beat 47-9 at home to the Detroit Lions. And the Detroit Lions are legit. There's no doubt about it.
Worst loss ever since Jerry Jones took the team.
Happy birthday to Jerry Jones, too, by the way. He turned 82 when this happened.
Yeah.
But let's play a couple of the reactions here. Let's play Dan Orlovsky talking about how there is no pulse on this Dallas Cowboys roster.
You, Dan Orlovsky, shocked?
No, the Cowboys lost at home by 40. And the most outrageous thing was Jerry Jones saying he was shocked by what happened yesterday.
Why?
If anyone knows football and has paid any attention to these two teams this season, you saw how this game was going to go. That's why it was easy to pick the Lions and pick the Lions one-sided. The Cowboys do nothing well offensively outside of the quarterback to CeeDee Lamb occasionally making plays. They can't protect. They can't run the football. They can't stop the run. They've been absolutely atrocious at home. They've had crucial turnovers in the red zone situations. What's that, 3 in the last 2 weeks that have taken points off the board? Mm-hmm. The Lions are by far the more dominant football team. And for Jerry Jones, I'm being legit here, to sit there and say that what he saw was shocking tells me that he has no pulse of his football team. He has no pulse of who his teams are going to be playing against.
So right there, right then and there, right, you're hearing Jerry Jones is the one that constructed this roster and this team. They chose at the end to say, hey, we're going to extend CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, even though they didn't have to at the moment. But also by waiting, it reset the market. They have to pay more. They chose not to go after a guy like Derrick Henry. Thank you, Jerry and the Cowboys, for that. They are very banged up on the defensive side. No Micah Parsons, no Dexter Lawrence. But they just got absolutely punked at home. And it's not like it's just happening one time. If the Ravens didn't have that collapse in the fourth, they're losing again very handily at home. The Saints, who haven't won since that game, by the way, right? Saints haven't won since they blew out the Cowboys, went in there and just absolutely just demolished them. You want to talk about panic? If you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you think that your team's close to going to a Super Bowl? Brad, you're right. This Cowboys team right now, you can't feel confident they can go out there and beat too many. Is anyone feeling they can go and beat some teams that are around their level? But the juggernauts like this, where they can just have their ways,
no chance. And now you don't have Micah. I mean, look, the defense was already terrible with Micah Parsons, and now Micah Parsons isn't there, and it showed yesterday that they're just that much worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, to me, you said it, Ryan. Around their level is not good. They're not a good team. I mean.
And this is after, by the way, I don't mean to interrupt you, Kev, but this is after they paid CeeDee Lamb and Dak a shit ton of money, and the team never got any better.
And they're now in that, like with Dak, like they're in that now. But Dak, you can say what you want about him. He is a better quarterback than a lot of the guys in the league, but he's not one of those top echelon guys. They have no running game whatsoever. They have one elite wide receiver in CeeDee Lamb. Jake Ferguson's a pretty solid tight end. I'll give him that. But the strength of your team is supposed to be that offensive line, and play after play after play, they got just whooped up on by that Detroit Lions front that did lose Aiden Hutchinson in this game, and prayers up to him, obviously. Brutal.
It's terrible.
Brutal injury. But on that defense, you're right. No Micah Parsons, no DeMarcus Lawrence. Javon Diggs has taken a huge step back from what he was. Mm-hmm. And they have no one else. They have no one else on that defense. And even if you want to say, oh, well, they're getting Deron Bland back. Bland is the pick six master, but he's not that great in coverage. Yeah. So with that, I mean, I don't expect this team to make the playoffs. I don't think that, we talked about Sirianni and everything. I think that they should have gotten rid of McCarthy last offseason, but they didn't do it. And now here we are. I know everybody's, is Belichick going to go there this offseason? But they have to get through this year, and I expect major changes because I don't think this is going to get better for them. They're not going to lose by 40 every game, but I don't expect them to win a ton of games after this.
No, I mean, the Cowboys here, I think this is why we talked about, for Commanders fans, why you need to feel encouraged about where you are. For the first time, Washington fans can say they have the most stabilized organization and team at the moment in the NFC East. When is the last time Washington could say that?
Long time, if ever.
I don't even know. Like that to me, shout out to Commanders fans for that. I'm happy for you guys. I'm happy for you because it's true right now. Cowboys, constant dysfunction, and there's so much pressure that they've had trouble living up to the hype even when they've had good seasons. We talked about what the Eagles are capable of doing, but there's clearly dysfunction within their team and the coaching staff, and obviously with Nick Sirianni. And then the Giants, the Giants, I don't know what to put a word on the Giants. The New York teams in prime times in general, the Giants and Jets, they're just cursed. Giants specifically since Eli Manning left. My
hot take on the NFC East is every one of those teams needed to fire their coach in the offseason. Only the Commanders did it, and now the Commanders are getting the benefit.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, baby. I mean, look, the Commanders, good for the Commanders. And they're going to have a legit shot to win that division. And when you look outside of Detroit in the NFC, Detroit, Minnesota, actually, I'll say the whole NFC North is pretty solid. But in three of those teams, you can argue are Super Bowl favorites.
NFC
in the
North
NFC.
is the best division in football.
By far.
Yep.
Yeah.
By far. Skull. Done. Oh, you held it there. Good kid.
Let's go.
Good kid. But the Vikings, Lions, Packers all can go to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. And then you have the 49ers, I still think are a team that's going to be tough. They're trying to figure it out here. But yeah, I mean, you're looking at then the Commanders, they are a playoff team. Yeah. They are right now, they should, at this moment, they should be in a good position to win that division. So we'll see what kind of happens there. And Joe, I'll say this. I don't think Dable's a bad coach at all. And obviously, you guys saw the videos when they said to Dable, hey, would you feel comfortable trading up for Jaden? He goes, yes, I would.
Yeah.
Yes, I would. They didn't. They're tied to Daniel Jones,
Probably
at least for this year.